And a warm welcome. Let us look at the stories that are making headlines at the top of the hour. Oval Office, what happened? Pope Francis, a medical update. All eyes on Nguema. Condolence messages from all over the world go out to Caldine. More news coming up. Hello and a warm welcome. Let us take a deep dive into the stories that are making headlines today in full detail. Starting off in the White House, that is in Washington to be specific. Donald J. Trump, the 47th United States of America president, has paused any form of military assistance to Ukraine. On Friday, 28 February 2025, Ukrainian President Volodymyr Zelensky had a stern exchange with the United States of America's leadership while addressing the media that were present in the Oval Office. Mr. Zelensky said Mr. Putin, the Russian president, started the war and he must pay for the war. Furthermore, in an interview with a prominent journalist, according to the Russian president, that is President Vladimir Putin, the special military operation of 2022 was initiated with the effort of protecting Russian-speaking minority groups that were being persecuted in Ukraine in areas such as Odessa. Furthermore, Mr. Zelensky said some Russian assets will be surfaced to service the cost of repair. A tune of 300 billion worth of assets is within the custody of Russian opposing sides. According to Mr. Zelensky, the mountain of money is not enough. However, the United States presidency, Mr. Donald J. Trump, said he wants to solve the Russo-Ukrainian issue once and for all, and his efforts are in the interests of the world. The Zelensky exchange with Trump and J.D. Vance lit the town square on fire, where a lot of analysts and observers have picked up a few areas of discussion that raised a lot of eyebrows over the weekend. The heated debate where Vice President J.D. Vance had some stern, fine words towards his Ukrainian counterpart, which the words of exchange between the two Gen Xers invited Trump to affirm Vance's stance. In other reports that came in today, Kiev has learned that Mr. Trump has paused military aid to Ukraine, and Kiev is expected by America to what Uncle Sam's terms is to be committed to what Trump determined are good faith negotiations for peace. Trump posted on his social media platform Truth Social, accusing Zelensky of not wanting peace. The United States Congress is yet to approve any latest military support for Zelensky and the Ukrainian army. Aid that is projected to be in the north of the tens of billions of dollars. According to Mr. Trump, 10 global world leaders called him over the weekend with regards to the latest developments in the war in Europe. Stories that are making headlines at the top of the hour. Oval Office, what happened? Pope Francis, a medical update. All eyes on Nguema. Condolence messages from all over the world go out to Caldine. More news coming up. The Vatican. The Vatican has said Pope Francis has experienced 2 bouts of acute respiratory difficulties. The Pope is in hospital recovering from double pneumonia. Pope Francis has been in the hospital for more than 2 weeks and has suffered mucus accumulation in his lungs. To help with the Pope's breathing, the medical team attending to the Pope has said he required a non-invasive mechanical ventilation. The 88-year-old Pope, according to the Vatican, the Pope is recovering. We are praying for the Pope's quick recovery. Gabon Libreville. As Gabonese are preparing to cast their votes in April, Gabon's junta military leader Oligui Nguema announced his candidacy for the 12th April Gabonese presidential elections. This is after the Transitional Parliament of Gabon approved an electoral code allowing military and judicial figures to run. Nguema's announcement comes from the coup of 2023, where the continent witnessed the overthrow of Omar Bongo's son Ali Bongo. According to Gabonese media, Oligui pledged to tackle the infrastructure problem of Gabon. Half of Gabon's population is under 20, and the 50-year-old military man has portrayed himself as an empathetic leader. General Brice Nguema ended the 55-year rule of the Bongo dynasty.
Well, as a global southern, I do struggle to get a hold of news, always reliant on secondary sources of information. So I use groundnews.com for all of my news sources of around the world. Groundnews.com is the way to go. Let's get back into it.
Nashville, Tennessee. Carl Dean, Dolly Parton's husband of 60 years, has died at age 82. Dolly said in a post on IG. Dean and Dolly met at a laundromat in 1964, the day she moved to Tennessee. In 2016, Carl Dean told Entertainment Tonight that he was going to marry the songstress. Dean, after dating Dolly, the Lovebirds married in 1966 in a private ceremony in Georgia, the United States of America. Dean inspired Parton's biggest hit to date, which is Jolene. It is known that Dean wanted Dolly to have everything she wanted, and he was happy for her. In an interview with NPR in 2008. The story of the song, Jolene, came from a bank teller who had a terrible crush on Carl Dean. Carl Dean is survived by his two siblings. May his soul rest in peace.
Jolene, 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 I'm begging of you, please don't take my man.
Let us look at the stories that have made headlines today. Oval Office, what happened? Pope Francis medical update. All eyes on Nguema and Libreville. And condolence messages from all over the world go out to Carl Dean.